everyone. Uh, I'm going to start today one budget session. As we before talked about the budget of 2020 and 21, but now I'm going to discuss today budget of 2000 gist of budget of 2017. See how many pages are there. This is the budget. Okay, wait. And these are the pages of the budget. It's almost very much like big in size, but yeah, almost 50 pages are there, not more than that. Okay, you should not think about much. It's almost 90 pages are 90. Yeah, it's 96 pages are there. Okay, now we're going to discuss today about the budget. So gist of budget will be there, because budget, it's represent the country's whole economic situation. So very important to discuss budget today. So first of all, we are going to see about the content. What are the content? Long-term challenges, economic convergence, gender equality and women empowerment, climate change, delays in appeals and judicial process, science and technology, goods and service tax, twin balance sheet, investment and saving, fiscal federalism, saving of threats to macroeconomic stability, medium-term challenges, Indian economic outlook, performance director like trade policy, industrial sector, infrastructure, service, inflation, monetary, tax collection, feminization of agriculture, economic survey, air pollution, Indian committing to climate change, agriculture R&D needed to sustain agricultural productivity and social issues, combating antimicrobial resistant in India, and government program for women and child. So 87 pages are there almost. So, first of all, we are discussing about the current scenario. Okay, understanding India's temporary decoupling. What is the decoupling? India economic temporarily decelerating as the rest of the world. Decelerating. It's decelerating, not accelerating. Okay, because of demonetization, GST, rising interest rate, and wind balance sheet problem. Sharp fall in certain food prices impacted agricultural income. Also, rising oil prices. So, later economic growth improved as some of the above shock begins to fade. Corrective action has been also taken. Synchronous global economic recovery boosted the export. So first of all, what are the positive trends in the budget? Like our growth is 7.7 to 7.5% in 2018 and 19. So positive trends are like World Bank ease of doing business. We jumped 30 spot. Further liberalization in foreign direct investment increased 20%. So ease of doing business is good. FDI in 20% increment. Sovereign ratio in got upgraded, and bond yield rose sharply. Even the stock prices continue to surge. So bond yield is also rose. And negative trends is fiscal deficit, the current account, and inflation higher expected. Main reason due to high international oil prices. What India should do achieve growth? So what we 8% growth we want. So GST implementation को stabilize करना है. Exporter facilitation, easier compliance, and expanding the tax base. So first of all, we are going to uncertainty of the exporter will be reduced, facilitating the easier compliance and expanding the tax base. Okay, so privatizing the Air India, stave off threat to macroeconomic stability also, and for persistent high oil prices, so we are reducing this. So new fact of Indian economy: large increase in registered direct and indirect taxpayer. Former non-agricultural sector has been like greater than believed, and payrolls are greater. State prosperity in positively corrected with their international and interstate trade. Clothing incentive packages boosted the export. In ready-made India, parent continue to have children until they get desired number of son. Substantial avoidable litigation of tax arena like could be reduced to reignite the growth. Raising investment is more important, and direct tax collection by Indian state and local government are significantly lower. So their counterpart is other federal country. Extreme weather adversity impact the agriculture yield. So weather adversities has been also changed. Okay, but long term challenges, what are the long term challenges for our economy? These are long term challenges that the economic survey highlights. First is economic convergence, second is gender inequality and women empowerment, and third is climate change, agriculture delay in appeals and judicial process, and science and technology. So these are long term challenges for us: climate, women, science and economy. Okay, these are long term challenges. So what are the economic convergence and catch up effect? Like poorer economy will tend to grow more rapidly than a wealthier economy. That is the catch up effect. So catch up or economic convergence to be more robust economy. Why the convergence is happening? Poorer or developing country are at the advantage because they can replicate the production method and technology and institution development, but poorer nation grow much faster because of higher possibility of growth, as they have access to technological know-how from the developed world and increasing returns on capital. High income country must continually invent new technology, whereas low income country can often find way of applying technology that has already been invented and is well understood. So India is the fastest growing club enjoying the benefit of economic convergence. Yes, and why it is the challenge? There are controversial equation with will this pattern of economic convergence persist into the future, or will there be a stall in India for decades long dynamic process of economic convergence? India is experiencing late convergence with respect to agriculture also. Limitation, what are the limitation? Empirical evidence suggests that while some developing economies have been able to effectively tap the available advantage to grow faster and catch up with robust economy, this has not been true for a large part of the developed world. So, the economist Alexander Gershon gave the phenomena of economic convergence a memorable name: the advantage of backwardness. Of course, Alexander Gershon Kron, of course, he did not literally mean that it is an advantage to have a lower standard of living. He was pointing out that a country that is behind has some extra potential for catching up. So, second important thing is the gender inequality and women empowerment. We proud India of 21st century rejoice in celebration when a boy is born and it is a girl. A mutual muted and no celebration is norm. Love for a male child is so much so that from the time immemorial we are killing our daughters at birth or before birth, and if fortunately she is not killed, we find various ways to discriminate against throughout the life. Through a religious belief make women goddess, but we fail to recognize her a human being first. We worship goddess but exploit girls. We are society people with double standards as far as attitude towards women is concerned, and we are preaching different than our actions. So what is the gender inequality? Simple words may be defined as discrimination against the woman based on sex. Global indices says India 108 position out of 114 countries of global gender gap index. India slipped 24th place compared to 87 rank, and it reports state that women will need another 217 year to achieve gender equality. India ranked 125 among 159 in gender inequality index. Gender gap index 108, gender inequality index 125 in 2016. So reason for India's lower ranking: health and survival. India ranked 141 at bottom floor. It was mainly due to India's poor sex ratio at birth, which still point out to strong preference for sons. Economic participation and opportunity for women, its rank 139, down from 136. So in health, India rank 141, and women participation in economy, India rank 139. Gender equality statistics: female foeticide, female infanticide, child sex ratio is 914, sex ratio is 940, and female literacy is 65.46%. And maternity mortality rate is 178 deaths per 1 lakh live births. Their above mentioned indicator can some of the important indices which show the status of women in our country. About World Economic Forum global gender based gap index, like economic participation and opportunity, educational attainment, health and survival, and political empowerment. Four indicators are there: economy, education, health, and polity. Okay, in this year edition also analysis the dynamic of gender gap. So top 10 countries are: Iceland is the first, Norway is the second, Finland is the third, Rwanda is the fourth, Sweden is the fifth, Nicaragua is the sixth, Slovenia is 7, Ireland is 8, New Zealand is 9, and Philippines is 10. Performance of northeast state is better than the performance of normal states. Recently Davos, IMF, International Monetary Fund, Ligarde quoted IMF research said that women participation in the workforce to the level of men can boost that Indian economy by 27%. Gender inequality in the workplace, we can see in this graph the total number of men and women employed by the sector. So first of all, health, there is 61 and 39, education 59 and 41, non-profit 57-43, legal 50-50, public administration 50-50, media 50-50, corporate service 46-54, real estate 45-55, finance 41-59, software service 27-73, energy service 25-75, manufacturing 23-77. So here we can see females are more participative in the health, education, non-profit, and legal, public administration, and media, and rest of sectors are for the mains like real estate, finance, IT, energy, and manufacturing. In the management positions, if we are talking about the health, education, and non-profit, legal, and public administration, women representing less rather than men. But if we are talking about the real estate and software, IT, energy, and manufacturing, women are more management position rather than male counterpart. Average of 144 country analyzed by the World Economic Forum, gender gap report, World Economic Forum. About the UNDP Gender Inequality Index, it is comes from UNDP. So reproductive health is the first measure by maternal mortality ratio and adolescent birth rate. Empowerment measures by proportion of parliamentary seats occupied by the female and proportion of adult female male aged 25 year and older with the least some secondary education. Third is economic status, expressed as labor market participation and measured by labor force participation rate of female and male population age 15 year and old. So there are gender inequality index. First is health. In health we are going to measure maternal mortality rate and adolescent birth rate. Dimension of index: empowerment of female and male population with the least secondary education, female empowerment index, and female gender index. We are seeing the female labor market index and female and male labor force participation, male empowerment index and male labor market index, and male gender index and gender inequality indexes. Like first is health, second is empowerment. In empowerment we are seeing the education, and third is labor market of participation. Like government taken Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana and mandatory maternity leave rules are all steps in the right direction. Survey highlighting the pink color economic survey lays special emphasis on the gender and some meta preference, which provides assessment of India performance on gender outcome relative to the other economy. The survey take into account that gender equality is a inherited multidimensional issue. Accordingly the assessment, so agency is related to the woman ability to make decision on reproduction, spending themselves, spending on their household and their own mobility and health. Attitude relate to the attitude about the violence against the woman. Ideal number of daughter preferred relative to the ideal number of son. Outcome relate to the son preferences measured by sex ratio of last child, female employment, choice of contraception, education, age of marriage, age at first childbirth, and physical and sexual violence experiences by the woman. So these are agency, attitude, and outcome. Mixed program are there. The key finding of the assessment made in the survey include: over the last 10 to 15 years, Indian performance improved on 14 out of 17 indicator of women agency, attitude, and outcomes. On the 7 of them, the improvement has been such that India's situation is comparable to that of cohort of country after accounting for level development. The progress is most notable in the agency women has in decision making regarding household purchase and visiting family and relative. There has been a decline in the experience of physical and sexual violence. Education level of the women has improved dramatically, but in incommensurate with the development. Encouragingly, there is evidence of convergence. India is expected to catch up with other countries as a wealth of Indian household. So while it narrowed the gap in education and political empowerment, there has been slippage of economic participation, health and survival. Legislation change such as amendment to Maternity Benefit Act, if implemented, will can help women with young children to return to work, and the number of women elected in 9 state assembly where elections were held in past year decline. So thus reducing this collective representation in this assembly 7.9 to 7.3%. Women participation in the GDP. So IMF estimated, so whatever is saying like now reducing their collective represent. Before that was 7.9%, but now state assembly their representation is 7.3%. So before that it was 83, now it is 76. Okay, the IMF estimated that raising the level of participation of women in economic activities could increase the GDP by 27%. The World Economic Forum global estimated global GDP could increase 5.3 trillion by closing the gender gap in economic participation by 25% at the same period. Now, what is given here? Some summary of the results they given here. Agency involved in decision about their own health is 8.2%. Okay, and if we are talking about the decision about large household purchase, this is 9.6%. Decision about visit of family relatives 4.54%. Involved decision about own earnings minus 7.0. Involved in decision about the contraception 0.1%. Prefer more equal number of daughters over sons minus 4.4%. Wife beating is minus 2.7%. Using reversible contraception minus 51%. And employed in non-manual work minus 19. Employed is minus 26. Educated is minus 6%. Earning is minus 7.4%. Non-experiencing physical emotional violence is 0.3%. And sexual violence is 1.7%. Media age and first child birth is 0.4%. Medium age of first marriage is minus 0.4%. Sex ratio of last birth is minus 9.5%. So this is India for the level of wealth in 2015 is given. Like this is before that it was 6.62%, then 74, then 12, then 8%. It is decreasing now. Okay, and sex for the last birth, like female are taking their decisions or not, that was 39, then 39 minus, then minus. So it is decreasing gender dimension. Okay, so all is years given and all question response are supported to their positive number denotes greatest female empowerment, and numbers in bold is are statistically significant. So these are given some numbers here, and which was given like how women is presenting their personality in the society. Now we are talking about when graph is given there here. So this is the gender discrimination. What are the problem of gender discrimination? So first of all, women entrepreneurs mostly concentrated in low paying industry like tobacco, apparel, education, sewage, refuse disposal, sanitation, financial intermediary service, and higher rates of female enterprises and employment. Higher segmentation in the term of female employee being matched to the female owner. And now we are talking about economic growth. Increase of women is central driver of economic growth. Better education, better health will drive the economic growth. And reduced discrimination, wage differentiation will be there. Improved advanced practice of promote talented women in the leadership. And there is like gender based segregation has increased over years. So despite many competitive reforms, so there is informal manufacturing sector 88% to 93% now. Share of female in women led services 75% to 87%. Gender segmentation, large small plants. Segmentation is larger for average male employee with average female employee all size band. Now physical and human infrastructure are the key tapping into gender as a new growth driver. Inadequate infrastructure affect women entrepreneurs more than men, and women face greater constraints. Geographical mobility imposed by safety concerns, social norms, better transport infrastructure alleviate the major constraint of women entrepreneur in assessing the market. So this was given on the graph by IS Baba. Now, how can gender inequality be improved? So what are the parameters we can improve the gender equality? Okay, so involving women and girls in decision making, and sustainable development goal, and millennium development goal, talking about education, simple gesture of girls choosing mobile phones increasing their confidence, stopping child marriage, strict action against sexual harassment, sexual offender. Education should be inserting for the girls to that they are encouraged. On the other hand, education and empowering mother too in making choices about their children, reduce gender gap, political empowerment through village panchayat and other level politics, supporting women in non-traditional job like machine driving, hospitality, mobile phone, making long-lasting changes in the life, but also helps break social taboos. Men and women should be encouraged to work together. Women entrepreneurs should be provided incentive for the decision making, risk taking ability, and generating employment. And gender budgeting an instrument to increase the gender equality. Gender budgeting was formally adopted 2005. Gender budgeting is a powerful tool for achieving gender mainstreaming so as to ensure benefit of development reach women as a much as men. It entails dissection of government budget to establish gender differentiation impact and to ensure gender commitment are translated in the budgetary commitment. Two rationale behind such budgeting is that the national budget impact men and women differently through pattern, and women constitute 48% of Indian population, but they lag behind many social indicators like health, education, and economic opportunities. So that is why the government allocated budgetary resources. It has potential to transform existing gender inadequacies. Finance Minister included a separate statement on spending program that benefit women's participation. 100% provision for the women, 30% provision for the women at least should be there. And along with central government, 16 states government have also implemented the gender budgeting in past. Now we are talking about the what are initiative taken by the government in schemes. First is Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. Prime Minister 2015 at Panipat, Haryana scheme to address declining child sex ratio and relate issue of empowerment of the women, prevent female infanticides, prevention gender biased sex selective elimination through effective enforcement of preconception prenatal diagnostic technique PCPNDT Act, ensuring survival and protection of girl child, ensuring every girl child is educated. Union Ministry of Women and Child Development, Health and Family Welfare, Human Resource Development, Tri-Ministerial Convergence. The Union Ministry of Women and Child Development is nodal ministry. So Kanya Samriddhi Yojana is the under Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. Prime Minister Modi, Haryana to enhance strength and honor girl children across the country. This scheme encompasses of the girl every economic strata under 10 years age to open Sukanya Samriddhi account till account will be opened by the girl parent or legal guardian. So minimum of the 1000 rupees, maximum of the 1 lakh rupees and 50,000 rupees deposited for that 9.1% interest rate. And when a girl child attains 80 years of age, household would be become eligible to operate the account. Under the scheme, the girl child can withdraw 50% of money, and after reaching 18 age for higher education, the girl year deadline will be have help preventing the child marriage. The survey acknowledged that the government Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana mandatory maternity leave rules are all step in right direction. Issues relating to the son preference are a matter for India societal will reflect upon because it is long-standing history challenge. All stakeholders are collectively responsible for existing and for resolution. Survey state that just as India has committed to moving ease of doing business, and a similar commitment should be endeavor to gender front. Climate change and agriculture. Next is climate change and agriculture. In the last 4 years, the level of the real agriculture GDP and real agriculture revenue has remained constant, owing in part of weak monsoon in the two those year. In agriculture is vulnerable to temperature and Indian